Tonight in CVM News at 7, something is amiss. Illegal drugs found at CTOC as Narcotics Division deepens probe. Sack him. Opposition calls for CEO of a battered university hospital to be fired. Justice was served. Jamaicans react to guilty verdict in Maitland murder trial. Later, Traditional Flavors wraps up Chef Stamp's Roasted Pumpkin Special. In the business report, innovative energy groups growing product pipeline. And later in sports, Jamaica complete 10-wicket victory for 5th place in the Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze Tournament. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7. It's Friday, January 23, 2026. I'm Caroline Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, up first this evening, almost immediately after Noel Maitland was found guilty of murder and unlawfully burying a corpse, reactions have been pouring in. The verdict was handed down in the Supreme Court on Thursday. More in this CVM News follow-up.
Justice was served. That's the reaction from Jamaicans after the 7-member jury handed down the guilty verdict in the Noel Maitland murder trial in the Home Circuit Court Thursday afternoon. After the 8-month trial, the police constable was found guilty for murder and preventing the lawful burial of a corpse. For some, they await the 13th of March for the sentencing.
I'm just waiting on the time to say how many years he's getting. I hope it's life without parole. Yeah, you do the crime, so you get the time. The mother don't get an ending because she don't get a body or anything. So he need to talk. There's still more information that need to come out.
While agreeing that the jurors handed down the appropriate guilty verdict, concern lingers whether this will bring closure for the victim's family.
The mother glad, yes, she glad say the court find him guilty and all of that. But the thing is, she still aggrieved because she wish she did get piece of bone for bury. She wish she did get even a hand or a foot for sure, say, her daughter that. You know, so she's still in mourning. She's still in mourning. She not gonna stop mourning for the rest of her life because she lose her daughter, even though she get a little healing because him gone to prison.
So if you take somebody's life, a life, no man. You don't have to say nothing more than you go get life sentence. I'm a don't talk.
The Chelsea Manor apartment complex was the last place Donnelly was seen in July 2022. Some members of the public believe true justice was delivered.
This is actually one time I think Jamaica will be proud to say somebody do the crime and they're actually paying for it.
Justice was served. Up on the curtain, up on the mat. Ah, man. Justice was served. To me. Me don't know about nobody else, but me feel so.
Defense attorney Christopher Townsend argued whichever way the verdict went, the Court of Appeal would be considered. Maitland's sentencing date is set for March 13.
Opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, is taking aim at the chief executive officer of the University Hospital of the West Indies, Fitzgerald Mitchell, calling for him to step down from the post. Speaking on CVM's lead story Thursday, Dr. Dawes says the CEO must be held accountable following the Auditor General's report that uncovered serious breaches of procurement rules at the hospital.
If I am in charge of an organization and something like this comes out, the honorable thing for me to do is to resign.
Opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, in an interview with CVM's lead story host, Jody and Quarry, on Thursday. The hospital administration and the health ministry have been under heavy fire over the past week after Dr. Dawes released a series of online videos highlighting what he says are major failures at the facility and, among other things, demanding a full accounting of funds raised by the hospital. Dr. Dawes insists CEO Fitzgerald Mitchell must step down, but he says Mr. Mitchell isn't the only one to blame.
I believe that the CEO of the hospital ought to resign rather than just go on vacation leave, because this happened under his watch. And if you wanted us to take it a step further, the board has some amount of responsibility to shoulder, because that board was the one that was appointed after the previous board was dissolved after they tried to institute some reforms. And then that board presided over the period over which these instances of outright fraud, lapses in oversight, and mismanagement occurred. So I think the decent thing to do is for the board to allow new people to come on to try and see if they can salvage the reputation of this institution.
Now, the Board of Management of the hospital has said it tasked relevant board committees with reviewing the findings of the Auditor General report to make recommendations. This comes alongside the initiation of a 6-member institutional review committee by the Ministry of Health and Wellness to, among other things, investigate governance and accountability gaps at the health facility. Dr. Dawes says it's all a PR stunt.
You're asking for another panel to come out in response to the public backlash to make a very public review, and then that review is going to be discussed in 6 months, a year, and then by then we would have moved on. It is a damage control strategy, it's a PR strategy, and it is to allow the key players to remain in place where they can have absolute control over the operations of the university hospital.
Dr. Dawes.
And that is why we can't bite. Too many review panels. We need action now. We need to show once and for all that if you are presiding over this level of mismanagement and corruption in some instances, you have to go. If the board's recommendations are different from this review panel's recommendations, who supersedes who?
He says staff aren't being consulted on even basic procurement decisions and are too afraid to speak out. Dr. Dawes is also firing back at Young Jamaica, the youth arm of the Jamaica Labour Party, which claimed last week that he was affiliated with a company the Auditor General said benefited from the improper use of UA's tax-exempt status.
I'm not in any back and forth with Young Jamaica, because Young Jamaica was sent out by Abka Fitzhenley and his damage control crew. Their main objective was to divert attention from what was happening and what I had to say, and then to discredit me. That playbook has been borne out several times. It's the same JP playbook to attack my credibility and to try and get me to fight a straw man. I'm not going to go down that road. I am not a part. They've started out to say that I'm a director. They started out to say that I'm a shareholder. I am not.
Amoy Harriet for CVM News.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force has removed the Firearm and Narcotics Investigation Division, the FNID, from the oversight of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch, CTOC, amid internal investigations into drug-related breaches. After 2 illegal parcels of cocaine were discovered inside CTOC storage facilities during an audit ordered by Deputy Commissioner of Police Richard Stewart. Now the discovery follows the arrest and charge of Police Inspector Martin Walker after 5.8 kilograms of cocaine were seized on January 8, which triggered a wider probe at CTOC. Both the audit and criminal probes remain active. Meanwhile, reacting to the development, security consultant Robert Finzi-Smith, speaking on CVM's lead story a short while ago, raised concerns about the way forward.
It's a case of who is going to report to who. And if CTOC is still operational, what are the requirements for their operation? You may have crippled them.
you may have crippled them. Why do you say that?
Look at what the original mandate for CTOC was. And when you remove a linchpin of that mandate, who do they report to?
The linchpin of that mandate being the Firearms and Narcotics Investigations Division?
Most of their cases go through that.
So functionally speaking then, this is not the removal of a finger, but the removal of perhaps half the body?
Yes. You may have done not so much as you may have done an amputation.
And behind every cyber breach is a victim whose privacy is compromised. Also speaking on CVM's lead story, attorney at law Chuck Cameron discussed the legal implications as well as how legislative gaps and technological misuse are impacting Jamaicans in many digital spaces. Crystal Williams tells us more.
Countries such as Malaysia, Thailand, and areas of the UK have banned platforms such as Grok, where users utilize AI tools for the removal of clothing from women and children. As the host of Lead Story shared her personal experience as a survivor of the criminal act of sexualization, privacy practitioner and attorney at law Chuck Cameron reminded her and the viewers that persons who share these obscene images are exposed to criminal prosecution.
Under the Data Protection Act, you are equally exposed to criminal prosecution for publishing someone's image in that manner, because you are using someone's image without their authorization that does amount to personal data and causing real harm. And then on the civil side, you are also exposed to defamation.
Jamaica's legal framework. This allows for measures to be taken once the person who has posted these images is identified. Mr. Cameron says there are bilateral treaties that specifically protect Jamaican victims against criminals outside of Jamaica.
One is through the Cybercrimes Act, where it becomes a police investigation. Similarly so, under the Data Protection Act, that does allow for our Information Commissioner, once she is in receipt of a complaint, if there is a bilateral agreement with a cinema supervisor authority in the country, such as Ireland.
However, the provisions made by these laws do not exist without their drawbacks. When compared to those of other Caribbean countries, Mr. Cameron questioned the effectiveness of banning these platforms.
She could pick up the phone or write a letter and communicate with the supervisor authority in Ireland and say that I am investigating a complaint and I need your assistance to do so.
Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
And CVM News at 7 will continue in just a moment.
This season is the time. Digital is gifting smile. Gift a smile. Gift a smile. Gift a smile. Digicel is gifting smiles this season. 64 lucky customers will win $250,000 cash, and the third two getting $50,000 in groceries. You can also win Samsung tablets, furniture vouchers, and so much more. Gift Espa, you can keep your prize, or we gift all our partners to someone who really needs a smile. This season isn't just about winning, it's about making sure everybody good. Cash Digital in your community, bringing gifts and good cheer to keep you smiling into the new year.
Do you recognize the signs of dengue? Look out for these symptoms: high fever, severe headaches, joint and muscle pain, skin rash, nausea, and pain behind the eyes. If you experience these symptoms, rest, stay hydrated, and take paracetamol for pain relief. If symptoms persist beyond 3 days or worsen, such as persistent vomiting, severe abdominal pain, or difficulty breathing, seek medical attention immediately. Early treatment can save lives. Know the signs, act fast, together we can beat dengue. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness and PAHO.
The National Rural School Bus Program is getting smarter. With your child's student ID card, parents receive real-time notifications every time they board or exit the bus. Each card is unique and securely linked to the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information database. Tap on, tap off, and parents stay updated instantly. So, how do you register? Number 1, visit jamaica-district.mysmartterm.com/bus-portal/registration. Number 2, enter your child's details. Number 3, upload supporting documents. Number 4, submit your application. It's that easy. Safer, smarter, more secure. Register today and ride with
Welcome back. So glad you stayed with us because motorists in St. Catherine with outstanding traffic tickets are being urged to sign up for the Court Administration Division's Traffic Ticket Day on March 4. Now, the court says the initiative is aimed at clearing a massive backlog of cases in the system, most of them traffic tickets. Here's more details from Amoy Harriet.
In 2024, police issued more than 500,000 traffic tickets, a trend seen year after year. The Court Administration Division CAD says those tickets now make up most of the backlog clogging the courts. It's why the CAD is hosting a traffic ticket day at the St. Catherine Parish Court on March 4, giving motorists who have missed their court date the chance to clear outstanding tickets issued on or after February 1, 2018. Kadish Jarrett Fletcher is Director of Client Services, Communications and Information at the CAD.
We want persons to recognize that this is not an amnesty. The judiciary is not permitted to do an amnesty. So this is not an amnesty. What this is just to facilitate the orderly and hassle-free disposition of traffic ticket matters.
Mrs. Jarrett Fletcher says extra logistical support will be put in place to keep things orderly as the CAD braces for a massive turnout.
We will be putting in air-conditioned tents. We will be putting in an electronic court list. We will be putting in proper barriers for lines, and like I said, people will be given time slots within which they are to go to court and so on. We will be looking at putting in the additional courtrooms that we need over there to ensure that people are not coming there to spend an extraordinary period of time.
Now, there are 3 mediums for motorists to register for Traffic Ticket Day.
So 1, they can go to the St. Catherine Parish Court and use the help desk that is there. They can use the WhatsApp hotline, which is 876-453-5060. That's 876-453-5060. Or they can email traffictickets@jamaicajudiciary.gov.jm. And what we're asking them to do is to send us a copy of the ticket, and to send us a telephone number. That's all we need them to do. Send us a copy of the outstanding ticket, send us a telephone number. We will respond to them once we have listed them for court.
Notably, the initiative will only benefit motorists in St. Catherine, but Mrs. Jarrett Fletcher says it's just the beginning, with plans to roll out in other parishes later this year.
The traffic court in Kingston will be backlog free this year, and we're going to roll this out across all the parishes now to reduce the backlog that we have in those parishes.
Now, registration opened on January 20 and will remain open until midnight on February 20. Reporting for CVM News, I'm Amoy Harriet.
A 68-year-old man is dead following a motor vehicle collision along the Harmony Hall Main Road in Trelawny. He has been identified as Lois Crosby of Wentworth Drive in Galena, St. Mary. The crash occurred around 4:20 p.m. on Thursday, involving a Toyota Fortuner driven by Crosby and a Suzuki Jimny driven by 25-year-old Corey Buchanan of Mainley Avenue, St. Andrew. The police say both vehicles were traveling in opposite directions when, upon reaching a section of the roadway, the driver of the Toyota Fortuner reportedly drifted to the right and collided with the Jimny. Crosby sustained serious injuries and died on the spot. His daughter, his wife, and another occupant of the vehicle also sustained serious injuries. They were transported to the Falmouth Public Hospital, where they were treated and admitted in serious but stable condition. However, Buchanan's condition remains unclear. The police say investigations are ongoing. Reggae Month will officially begin on Sunday, February 1, with a church service at the Fellowship Tabernacle in Kingston. The Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange, who made the announcement, reminds this year marks the 17th anniversary since February was officially designated as Reggae Month, with more than 60 events registered with the Reggae Month Secretariat for this year's celebrations. More from Carla Ramdeen.
Reggae Month will start off with a tribute to the late Dennis Brown at the Heroes Park on February 1, followed by the Bob Marley tribute concert at Emancipation Park on February 6, featuring international acts including a special appearance by Stephen Marley.
The concert will bring together overseas acts such as a group called Out of Control Army from Mexico, and Sangre Maize, also from Mexico. And they will be standing alongside our local talent in a powerful reminder that reggae is global, but its soul remains Jamaican.
The minister also announced Etana as the first Reggae Month ambassador. Dancehall Week will also form part of the month's activities and will be a key feature of Reggae Month. It will run from February 22 to March 1. The culture minister adds the next generation of reggae artists will be spotlighted at the Young Reggae Ambassador in Negril on February 24.
And so we started the series, Children of the Icon, as well as Young Reggae Ambassadors. So those who have paved the way, their children, moving in the same direction, we are helping to promote them. And we're also helping to promote other young artists who we want to ensure that when we leave the music in good hands.
On February 25, the ministry will host the 5th edition of the Creative Career Expo at the National Arena. The event will cater to young creatives who will be exposed to local and international professionals in the business.
So we invite these established personalities in the industry to be exposed to the youngsters, take them through workshops, take them through a program. And so it was so successful last year. We're going to move to the arena this year and work in collaboration with Shaggy, Sharon Burke, Judith Bodley, and the team.
Other activities are planned island-wide, promising a full month of music, culture, and celebration. Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
And we go now to a developing story. The Trinidad and Tobago owner Caribbean Airlines, CAL, says it is not being evicted, but the lease at its current Old Hope Road address is coming to an end and will not be renewed. CVM News understands the regional airline is lagging in rent, and the landlord indicated the lease would not be renewed. In a release, the CAL said the decision to relocate is aligned with the natural end of the existing lease. The airline did not specify where its headquarters in Jamaica will be relocated to. And CVM News can confirm business mogul Michael Lee Chin has honored the US $94 million payment to bondholders today, Friday, January 23. CVM News saw a copy of the check addressed to the JCSD Trustee Services Limited. It was signed January 22 with a total of a little over $94 million. Now, the payment comes ahead of the extended January 26 deadline. The US $94 million covers AIC's current outstanding bond obligations in accordance with the agreement reached with bondholders. Lee Chin, who is head of the NCB Financial Group, indicated earlier in January about $75 million US covers the first financial repayment and US $19.09 million covers interest. Bondholders, had demanded roughly a third of the US $300 million That's US dollars in total, bond payments outstanding. Now, caring for a child's heart is always a risk, and at a time when trained medical professionals are being rigorously recruited, some even before they have completed their internship program, efforts to fill the void should also be advanced, which is one of the reasons why Chain of Hope was at the Bustamante Hospital for Children a few days ago.
We serve.
Despite such model for care from the heart, with the immeasurable strain injected by COVID-19 still a factor, there's a staggering nurse labor shortage still plaguing healthcare systems worldwide. Meanwhile, chronic illnesses such as cardiovascular diseases in children are becoming more prevalent and require highly specialized staff.
We know that Jamaica has its challenges because the nurses are taken and stolen, recruited, shall we say, by America and England, my own country. And so we know that we just need to keep training the nurses that are coming through, and we need to keep doing that. Hence, we've set up this national training nursing program, the first pediatric cardiac module at the University of Technology.
Emma Scanlan is the Executive Director of Chain of Hope UK, a charitable organisation dedicated to providing life-saving cardiac care to children in developing and war-torn countries. Naturally, the complexities of acute and critical care cardiovascular management pushes the demand for specialized training and experienced nurses to ensure quality outcome for the patients.
We did start one with the Ministry of Health about 10 years ago at the national level, and we ran that for 3 years, and we trained 50 nurses in cardiac module. So we wanted to restart. We had discussions with Minister Christopher Tufton last year and the Chief Nursing Officer, and so we've started the ICU cardiac module, and now we want to look at the Ministry in-service training program, so we can also do a cardiac module for the RNs. So you have the registered nurses, not at the ICU level, also learning about cardiac as well.
Ayana Powell-Myers has been a nurse for 4 years. She works at the Mandeville Regional Hospital, and she's one of the 23 nurses participating in this course.
It definitely deepens my knowledge in how to care for the patients who are having cardiac issues. So I'm actually enjoying the process. Cardiac was one of my most feared aspects of nursing, and since doing this course, I'm definitely more open to learning, and I can say I'm actually having fun learning this.
My name is Okoyemi Alonge Otokola. I was a registered nurse from Nigeria before I came down here. I started working at Bustamante. I'm almost 6 years, and please don't stop. You don't know you're saving lives. I've learned a lot since I started this critical care course, and to be precise, cardiac is actually something that more people should look into. Chain of Hope is really doing a lot of things. We've learned a lot in class, and they make it more simpler because in class we see them, but if not for them, we wouldn't have some surgeries that they are coming to come and do, and we see them face to face.
Those nurses will go back to their own hospital with cardiac intensive care knowledge, which will enable them to identify cardiac children that have problems, but also care for them as well. It's important that we deliver this training and care because it raises the standard of all nursing, whatever they're doing. If you can resuscitate a pediatric cardiac patient, you can resuscitate any patient. So it's raising the standard of nursing care and delivery across the nation.
Curlin Brown, CVM News. Jamaica has secured a $6.7 billion package from multilateral partners for post-Hurricane Melissa recovery, according to Senator Aubin Hill speaking at the Jamaica Stock Exchange 21st Regional Investment and Capital Markets Conference. In his speech, he also pointed out that $2.4 billion specifically earmarked for private sector investment mobilized through the International Finance Corporation, the IFC, and the Inter-American Development Bank, the IDB, invest. He says government spending is set at approximately $3 to $4 billion, mainly to be used to improve infrastructure. We'll continue with more right after this.
$640. The time by KFC is...
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the chicken box combo for just $680. KFC.
You know, it's a joke thing every time you don't use your T-tag. I mean, with your T-tag, your 10th trip every week is free. And for every trip after that for the same week, it's 10% off. So you wait for it. Get your T-tag today and drive like the winner you are every time.
Save money and save time. If you don't have a tag, you will waste time. Yeah, your seatbelt buckle and you're driving safe. Use up your T-tag, drive and save.
Drive like the winner you deserve to be with the T-tag every time.
Stir fry them. Do the walk, the donate walk, then you run, then you run, and then you run, and then you wheel and come in. Then you donate to educate, donate to rebuild the school. Donate, whether small, whether big, anything at all you can donate. Come out of your pocket, come out of your wallet. We need all of the donations now. Ding dong, ravers, Sagiport, register now.
Welcome to What a Guan. Now, What a Guan is CVM TV's new Vox Pop program, Vibes Yes Vox Pop program. Hey Jamaica, you're watching What a Guan.
What a Guan.
Coming to you from Montego Bay. Hello, my people.
What a Guan is back. The People's Program is back in full force this Monday at 8 a.m. on CVM TV.
What a Guan! What a Guan! Cross!
Welcome back. Last week, Chef Stamp left us salivating halfway through his roasted pumpkin and coconut sauce dish. Let's go to the full meal now with roast breadfruit and sweet potato on the side as we go to the kitchen for traditional flavors. It's time to add some special ingredients along with the roasted pumpkin to the sautéed vegetables.
Don't leave anything out. We're
not wasting anything.
Nothing at all. Sometimes we can just use a spoon
and scoop it out.
And scoop it up more better.
I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. This is awesome.
So we're gonna put now.
Could I get me?
Put the.
What is me?
This is my assistant for today. Natural coconut milk.
Yes.
I wish I could have shown you how I grate it, but it takes so much time.
Yes.
So a pour. This is a side of the pour. All over. Right. So I add a little corn for sweetness. A pinch of salt, and I also use a little
extra touch of something. That's your secret.
So yes, I can tell everybody the secret. Roasted pumpkin coconut sauce.
Roasted pumpkin.
And who are people that love pepper, a little spice? You can just add a little.
Of course, you can't left out your scotch,
Right? Just a little. Don't want too much. All that. And that is it.
In 15 minutes or less.
How did you get into cooking?
Well, at the age of 5, I was with my mom, and she told me that I need to come in the kitchen and make dumpling. So dumpling was my first meal that I made, and say I'm a chef from there.
He says he advanced at culinary school and Heart Trust NTA.
I'm a chef with more technique for trying to make people love the food. Not only give them, say, the taste good, but have that lovely touch But this is not the lovely thing of a fried chicken. This is about vegetables. People call me, sometimes I'm overbooked, but I try my best. I'm most to go to for more elder people because they need my help more than ever. And I really want to see them stay longer, to see me shine, and also help young folks in the long process.
We'll have sports next. Stay with us.
The Quartz No Frills Blowout Sale is here! Get up to 75% off select items from January 23 to 26 at quartzandquartz.com. Shop on credit today and pay us later. The Quartz No Frills Blowout Sale with up to 75% off. Quartz, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
You know, some days are harder than others. But we have to do our part. You like porridge? We're in this together.
Morning, nurse. Thank you for what you do every day.
Come in, nurse. Our bone of fear.
In this together.
The National Rural School Bus Program is getting smarter. With your child's student ID card, parents receive real-time notifications every time they board or exit the bus. Each card is unique and securely linked to the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information database. Tap on, tap off, and parents stay updated instantly. So, how do you register? Number 1, visit jamaica-district.mysmartterm.com/bus-portal/registration. Number 2, enter your child's details. Number 3, upload supporting documents.